Right now we're seeing one of the most dominant stretches of victories this series has ever seen. Mick the Rich has won all of the last 4 Grand Prix, even one where he thought he'd not even be close to a chance to win. Now coming into his hometown Grand Prix, he's looking stronger than ever and his competitors are still left scratching their heads as to how one could double Claridge right now. Maybe they've already found an answer for this week's race in Silverstone. Find out now as we get ready to watch round 7 of the Grand Prix Legends series live on the global SimRacing channel via the iRacing eSports network. The crew to give you all these stats and storylines today will be Ryan Walker, joining myself, Stefan Schlacher. Turning the knobs and pushing the buttons behind the scenes is our director Sean Craigs Ambrose, and he's using cameras provided by the great Dougie Beard. Being far and wide acknowledged as the birthplace for Formula 1, it's only fitting for the Grand Prix Legends to start their second half of the season right here. What truly makes this place special though, we're now gonna find out with a lap on board our GSRC lap guide.
This place has since become synonymous with British motorsports. Hosting everything from sports cars to touring cars to open wheels and even motorcycles, it's a track that fits a wide variety of vehicles. With 5 different layouts to choose from, you've got a little something for any level of racing. The longest of those layouts boasts 17 turns over more than 3 miles or 5 kilometers, so it can take a bit to get around it even in higher powered machinery. Its main characteristics are the long straights, swift corners, and general lack of elevation change. Its most famous set of turns is definitely the Maggots-Beckett sequence, in which anything with high downforce finds itself challenged with the rapid changes of direction. While there is a fair bit of paved runoff and quick corners like Copse and Stowe, the time lost from going off can be costly. There's a few turns with opportunities for overtaking, including Vale, Abbey, and Priory, but in cars with less horsepower, expect the slipstream to be where many attempt to get by. The Hangar Straight is perhaps the most notorious for draft battles to erupt. All in all, this versatile racetrack located just northwest of London provides both history in its roots and action on the tarmac. The huge number of British fans that typically attend events are seldom left wanting.
Yep, some track details for today for Silverstone. The track is 3.142 miles in length for 5.057 kilometers, whatever way you want to look at it or whatever you want to use. The track has 16 turns, and today we'll be using the historic layout. And as we know, the track is famous for hosting the British Grand Prix in real life and also the British Touring Car Championship, and also in the past it's hosted the Blancpain GT series.
Yeah, many series go to this track for various reasons. Most of them are obviously for the birthplace of F1. Next thing on our channel list, as always in this pre-race, is the F1 Drivers' Championship, and there we finally can see the full picture unfolding in front of us, because now they have 2 drop weeks counted for, and Mick Claridge finally on top of them. Those boards, 200 points, clean sheet for him thus far, with Michel Dudenier 15 points behind in second place. Overturning rate, the Norwegian another 20 points behind in third place. Fourth place right now belonging to Rob Bolanik, but only 1 point behind overturning rate. And Peter Mikus, our former leader of this series, in 5th place, already 50 points behind Mick Claridge, but not too far back on second place, Michel Dudenier. Ryan, how are we looking for the F2 Championship?
So at the moment, the F2 Championship is a lot closer at the moment. The German driver Eric Lukko is currently leading with 66 points, but David Rossi from the United Kingdom is not that far behind him, only 5 points back. And then rounding out the top 3 is Italy's Alessandro Parigi, and Andrew Eng from the United States in 4th, and Mr. Consistent Robert Plumley in 5th place from the United Kingdom. I'm not sure why it says United States, but maybe Robert wants to be an American.
Seems like so. Next up, as always, as they head back in the days, it's the Nations Cup in France. Right now leading that one about 3 points ahead of the United States. They have 241 points to their names, with the United Kingdom in third, 232 for them. Norway 4th place, 31 points behind, and Slovakia in 5th place with 63 points back right now. Obviously, we have the Nürburgring 24 hours going on right now, but you never know, maybe some of them have joined us for a little bit of pre-race or warm-up. Ryan, why don't you quickly go over the race details for those new viewers?
So yeah, anyone that's watching the series for the first time this afternoon, just some little details about the series. This is round 7 of 12, and the race length for today will be 20 laps. And as always, with the setup, it is open, so you're free to make any changes that you want to. And the incidence, as always, is 17x. That will be a penalty, and if you get 25x or go over that, you will be automatically disqualified from the race.
You have to be careful. Lots of places where you can go off track here. As always, qualifying going on already in the background, but 3 minutes have been done so far, but no times are in the books yet. So, as always, you're watching this broadcast live on the iRacing Esports Network. Make sure to like and especially subscribe if you haven't done so yet. You'll know if you haven't, as the button will still be bright red just under this broadcast. First driver to come over the start-finish line is Kane Lasky. But I think that was a outlap. Yes, it was an outlap, so he's not yet putting one in. McLaren, we're following him, the number 1 driver. Seems like Michel Durignon did not sign up for this one, as McLaren normally always is the number 2, with Michel Durignon having, I think, 500 more rating than Claridge.
Yeah, but surprised that Dudignon's not around today, but by the looks of it. But yeah, I have to say, Mick Claridge has been pretty much the man on form at this season so far, and yeah, I'll be interested to see if anyone can stop him. But you've got the likes of Antonio Rees, and also you've got Rob Olenek in the field as well. So yeah, a couple of drivers that could possibly stop Mick today.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting as Nicola Kochi, number 2 driver right now, 40.331. Mikaj comes over the line, 39.7. It's about 6/10 faster than Mr. Kochi. Already quite question marks going up above everybody's head. Let's see, where's the number 3, Rob Olenek? He's right now going through Abbey, and he is on a slow lap as Miku's into 4th place. Let's see what he can do this time around, because he still has 1 more to go.
Yep, and Ken Lasky's just coming round to complete his lap as well. And yeah, it looks to be a decent lap from Ken so far, today's first lap, so it'll be interesting to see where it puts him on the grid. But also Rob Olenek kind of slowing down at the moment, maybe just coming round to start his flying lap. But Rob Olenek has been another driver this season so far. It's been consistent and been getting good results as well. So it'll be interesting to see if he could take the battle to Mick.
Yeah, out of all the drivers we have seen lately, only Trengorade and Olenek were able to really bring the fight to McLaren. And with Trengorade also not being here today, it's only left to Rob Olenek. I mean, yes, we had Mikus being very strong in the first 2-3 races, but he has dropped off slightly from that pace. Although he is finding still himself in 4th place. Now coming to the tunnel, as we're looking at Roman Pawlowski, he's gonna put in a not counted lap. McLaren is just behind him, now coming through the last turn. He puts in a not counted lap as well, so he is sitting on his 39.775. But where is Mikus? Is slow out of left field. Or maybe he just had a wiggle. Let's see what he's actually putting in. It's a 41.0. So yes, he was slow by about 6/10.
As it looks like Ken Lasky's on a flying lap as well, and at the moment it looks to be a really good lap, or a clean lap at least, and coming round the start finish line now to see where he ends up. It looks like he does improve. Oh, he does improve.
Yeah, it does improve 40.544. Good enough for 4th place right now. As Robolny comes over the line just in a few moments time through the last corner. He goes lots of wheeling on it. That is a 40.065. So he closes the gap by about 3/10, but still is 3/10 back on Leclerc. Good enough for 2nd place. So Robolny right now, we know that sometimes he doesn't get the best performance out of his car in qualifying. So wouldn't be surprised if he is able to get closer to Leclerc in the race. Leclerc coming around through Laffield. He's probably going to line up for a practice start as he has already done his 2 laps. Always want to put in a practice start at the end of his qualifying. Or maybe he's just getting a feel for the hotter track temperatures than they have seen throughout the week. Right now we're seeing a track temperature of 37 degrees Celsius, which has been reported to be about 7 degrees Celsius hotter than they have seen all week long.
Yep, and as always with this car as well, some people have noticed this season so far that seem to struggle with the hotter track conditions, and other drivers seem to benefit from it. But it'll be interesting to see who can adapt to it and as the race goes on.
As the qualifying time runs out, we're gonna quickly jump over to the grid here, which once again being topped by Leclerc, 5th pole position in 5 races for him, 3/10 faster than 2nd place Robolny, who is gonna be lining up on the outside of the 1st row. Nikola Kochi, 3rd place for him, with Roman Pawlowski running out to top 2 lines of your field. 5th place went to Kane Alaski. Peter Mikos, the number 4, finds himself in 6th place, but he's only about 2/10 away from 3rd. So maybe he's able to get something going quite early here in the race. Sebastian Tixier, 7th place for him, with Antonio Rees lining up in 8th, Alessandro Parisi 9th, and rounding out your top 10 of this qualifying will be Bill Tyler.
Starting in 11th is Marco Kika, 12th is David Rossi, 13th is Joey Relja, 14th is Eric Luco, 15th is Telmo Amaral, 16th is Andrew Eng, Donald Peake in 17th, 18th is Dave Cohen, Andreas Bruno in 19th, and rounding out the 20 is hopefully I get that name right, is Dijon Pali.
John Buddy, I would say that is. Marco Ravioli, Kevin Van Lackner, and Trent Bus are the last 3 cars to qualify, with everyone in behind and not putting in a qualifying in this session. Obviously, for everybody about 10th and back, it is rather 8th and back, it's going to be interesting because they will have to complete the final turn until they can go straight, as the engines are starting to harmonize. Green flag is out and waving. Robolny, great start for him, but even better start for Leclerc. About even now after the first few meters. Leclerc able to defend his 1st place. Nikola Kochi also defending his 3rd place. Bad first turn for Leclerc. That leaves the door open for Robolny. He's side by side, has his nose in, decides better of that, going into Maggots, Beckett, and Chapman for the very first time.
And yeah, everyone made it through turn 1 in one piece at the moment. Always there's some cars in the back, further back, going off a little bit, but it seems everyone's not had any major issues.
There only seems like a few cars that have gone to the grass. Kane Lasky, by the way, didn't take the green flag because he received a throughput. So he is already out of this race before it even started. Sebastian Tixier, a little bit too close to the back of Roman Pawlowski. They touch ever so slightly. No damage to either car, as through Vale they go for the very first time. So far, so clean still. Roman Pawlowski, Sebastian Tixier side by side. The outside belongs to Sebastian Tixier, but with all the dirt that is still on the track, quite green this one around. Seems like Sebastian Tixier wasn't able to find a grip, and he slots in 6th place.
Yep, and back up at the front as well, it's Mick Claridge leading by about 6/10 of a second from Rob Olenek, and Nikola Kochi, the surprise man, had a great start and up into P3 at the moment, with Peter Mikas in P4 and Roman Pawlowski there in 5th place as well.
The biggest battle right now inside the top 10 is actually for the 5th place, thereabouts. Pawlowski, Tixier, Rees. very close together after a mistake from Tixier. Made a mistake, Reese tried to attack, and it's another big mistake from Tixier that gives a run to Antonio Reese. Will he try to go side by side into Maggots? No, he also decides better off that, but it's not a big mistake from Tixier. Goes wide onto the green. A lot of bumps in there. He comes onto the track. That was close between the two. Tixier, Marco Kika has a slide because he has to avoid that on the inside, and because of that he isn't able to gain the traction. But another bad mistake from Tixier. No, wait, that's a slowdown still for him, and now Joy Relia comes to the side of Marco Kika. Those two are side by side going into Stowe for the second time of this race, but Relia decides better off that.
Yeah, it just looked like Sebastian Tixier was maybe just a little bit nervous, or just trying to settle down. But yeah, he's made too many mistakes in the early stage of the race, and we're only on lap 2. As that Roman Paslowski's in a battle for P5 at the moment, and the rider on board with him.
Mika's extremely aggressive into Abby and through Abby with 2 wheels on the ground. I was actually surprised he didn't lose the car there. Roman Paslowski not as aggressive through there. It's a big mistake now from Mikus on the downshift. He lost his car as they go through Laffield to end the second lap. Mikus already quite far back on Kochi, who is 3rd place. The gap to about 2.2 seconds, with the gap between Klaric and Olenik already up to about 1.3 seconds.
And looking further back in the field as well, it looks like at the moment in the F2 Championship, it looks like that's or the F2 class rather, it looks like it's been led by Eric Luco.
Yeah, Luco sitting right now in 10th place, right behind the battle cars of Tixier and Relia. So Tixier looking to get back that 8th place that he lost because of a big mistake through Beckett's, but he's not getting any speed on the hangar straight, so he's continuing to drive there. Mikus and Roman once again very close together. Mikus still able to hold that 4th place from Pawlowski right now, but it seems like the German driver much faster through this section of track.
Yeah, just watching Roman at the moment, it looks like he's slightly quicker than Mikus at the moment, but he just can't do anything about it or try and get by him. It just seems to be, as I thought Mikus was running wide there for a minute, but maybe just his racing line. But at the moment, it looks like Roman, like you mentioned, is quicker at the moment, and he closes right up under braking in this section.
Yeah, Mikus most definitely way more aggressive through Abbey than Roman Pawlowski, but you can see how much faster he is through the tight section here at Luffield Priory and those corners, as once again they go through the last turn. Woodcut it is to end lap number 3. Start number 4, there's a car exiting pit lane, that's Alessandro Parigi. Oh, and Peter Mikus makes a mistake through Kops, and Pawlowski is passed into 4th place.
Yep, and the battle for P10 is going on at the moment as well, with it looks like Eric Luco and Bill Tyler as well. So, and also behind these guys as well, we've got David Rossi. So we've got a 3-car battle for 10th position at the moment. And I thought Tyler was going to go for a move on Luco there, but can't do anything about it there.
Yeah, and don't forget, all of these 3 cars are F2 Championship drivers. So this has championship implications, where they finish also. Andrew Eng, not too far away, that is also a F2 championship car, as Bill Tyler side by side now with Eric Lukel coming out of Stowe corner. The inside belongs to Eric Lukel for Vale, but Club is coming up fast, though he's able to clear Bill Tyler once again before Club. But another big mistake from Eric Lukel. Once again, the momentum goes over to Bill Tyler side by side. Maybe no, door gets slammed very hard in the face of Bill Tyler.
Yeah, it looks like Luco's maybe struggling with these track conditions as well at the moment. The track temperature maybe not suiting his setup at the moment. Maybe his tyre pressures are not where he wants them to be. So at the moment he's just just making silly mistakes. But at the moment, it looks like Bill Tyler and Rossi can't do anything about him or try and make a move as Luco runs wide a little bit again.
Yeah, in behind, you have seen it on your screens ever so slightly. Paolo Brem got past Andrew Eng because Andrew Eng made a mistake after the priority. We're actually gonna get you onto replay to see that fully fall down. Yeah, Ryan, it's an easy mistake to make through this left-hander.
Yeah, it's one of those corners that it's really difficult to try and get right. If you miss that apex ever so slightly and run wide, it gives the cars behind an opportunity to make a move like we just saw. And Paul Brem got by Andrew Eng as well, and is slowly pulling away from him.
Brooklands, the corner name is. There we go. Finally, it came to my mind as Bill Tyler tries to attack Eric Lukl side by side once again through Stowe corner. Lukl on the dirty side of the road, but once again he keeps his car on momentum and into Vale, once again able to clear Bill. But up for second place, Rob Olenek is still in second place, but Nicola Kochi looking much stronger. Look at that slide chop to the inside. Oh, they touch! Nicola Kochi has the worst luck there in that contact. But both seem to be able to continue as we go on to replay to show you once again what happened between those two.
Yeah, so it looks like Rob just ran slightly wide and it just went offline, and Nicholas tried to go for a move up the inside, and he got the run, but it looked like Rob lost it a little bit and just tagged Kochi by accident, and I was unfortunate because it was a great battle at the time.
Yeah, Rob, he was ever so slightly on the grass on the outside, so that was why he had that tank slapper into Nicola Kochi. But really does seem like Nicola Kochi doesn't even have any wheel damage, so he's still able to continue. Yeah, wheels him straight, so he's able to continue fast. But also we have to say, Roman Pawlowski able to catch them quite nicely.
Yeah, Robin seems to have picked up his pace a little bit. Oh, Tixier goes up the inside of Joe.
Whoa! Tixier, what a slide chop there on Joey Relia. He has to give up that 8th place with now the Frenchman of, the Asian man of Sebastian Tixier, always confuses me with that name, goes into 8th place.
Yeah, I think Tixier was, or maybe he's been watching videos of Daniel Ricciardo making dives up the inside, and got some inspiration from him and just threw it up the inside.
Yeah, Danny would most definitely be very proud of that. A little bit further down the road, it's Eric Lukl versus Bill Tyler. They have dropped David Rossi ever so slightly, but he is still clinging on as another mistake from Eric Lukl. Interesting how many little mistakes Eric Lukl makes thus far. We're already at the end of lap number 6 in this 20-lap race, and yeah, he's still able to continue in that 10th place, but it really makes you wonder what he could accomplish without all of these mistakes.
Yeah, just Lukl seems to be struggling a little bit still. Considering he's leading the F2 championship at the moment, just needs to watch. But on the other hand, he could just possibly just get the car to the finish and pick up the points. And he makes a mistake.
And that's him around. Eric Lukl finally bites the gravel. Only pretty much was just a matter of time, and finally he made a mistake big enough to turn him around. And it was once again that extremely bumpy grass on the outside of Beckett's.
Yeah, this looks like it looked like he carried too much corner speed, and he got the line run possibly as well. But that's Eric Lukl just seems to be. What is he? Yeah, he's sliding that car over the place. I don't know if he's struggling with the setup or not, but he just seems to be a little bit rattled at the moment.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lukl is having troubles with the setup because of the hot temperatures we're seeing right now. The track temperature has climbed up to 38 degrees Celsius with a partly cloudy sky and quite some high winds, I just realized, out of northwest. 30 kilometers an hour. That's 30 right there, which I think is about 20 miles per hour. And there we go, 19 miles per hour. There we can see it, 101 degree Fahrenheit on track. It is very hot, so I'm not surprised that we see a lot of cars struggling right now as we look back onto the battle for P number 2. There we go, P number 2. Lost my track there a little bit. Robolinik still leading that battle ahead of Nikola Kochi and Roman Pawlowski. As already said, he is catching them and he finally caught the train.
And yeah, it looks like Nikola managed to close the gap back on Rob, and also Roman Pawlowski as well was closed on these two guys as well. So a free car battle for P2 at the moment, and it looks like the battle for P13 is going on at the moment as well with Andrew Eng and Amaral as well. So and riding on board with Telbo at the moment, and it looks like he's got the run in Andrew. So, but on the other hand, Andrew gets away in a straight line.
Yeah, it seems like two different setup philosophies between those two. So it should be interesting once they come to Priory, Brooklands and Luffield, what Amaral is able to do there. I mean, he was already much closer than that, but he made a mistake through Cops, so that's why he dropped a little bit back. And there you go, out of club. Look at how much more speed he is able to get out of the acceleration zone. So it most definitely seems he has set up his car to really be able to accelerate out of tight turns. As Kochi and Pawlowski are also battling for third place, so we're gonna jump up there. Pawlowski tried to do something into Luffield, didn't work out. Gonna look at the chopper cam for that pass attempt. Seems like it's going to be a mistake from Kochi that sets off that event chain.
Yep, and yeah, Rob Olnick is pulled away from Kochi and Pawlowski ever so slightly. So at the moment, his battle is between Kochi and Pawlowski, and yeah, even though we're watching this battle at the moment, back up at the front as well, Mick Claridge has just left these guys in his dust and built the gap up to about 6.8, 6.9 seconds at the moment. So Mick Claridge proving why he's the domination man at the moment.
Yeah, Nikola Kochi right now under immense pressure from Roman Pawlowski. Another mistake from the Italian that opens the door for the German. Side by side they head out of club. But once again, Nikola Kochi has the better momentum out of the turn because he had the wider line, was able to get a little bit further, faster onto the throttle. The big slide for him through Ebby, but still able to keep it all under control and most importantly, keep it pointing into the right direction.
Kochi feeling the pressure ever so slightly from Pawlowski, and I think it's all a matter of time before possibly something happens between these two. And but at the moment, it's a great battle between these two guys. And Kochi, at the moment, he seems to be struggling now as well with maybe his setup doesn't suit these track conditions. And Pawlowski at the moment is picked up his pace.
Yeah, most definitely. Peter Mikus got completely dropped in the dust there. 4.3 seconds. He's very back on Roman Pawlowski. Struggling to keep his car pointing the right direction. Antonio Rees is starting to catch him now, as they're only about 1 second apart. For that battle for P13 that we were watching just a few moments ago, Telmo Amaral was able to pass Andrew Eng in that last lap while we were watching the battle for P number 3. So Amaral is in 13th now with Andrew Eng 14th, and they previously crashed Eric Lukel. He has climbed up back to these guys and he is hot on the tails of Andrew Eng.
Yep, and Lukel at the moment is putting end under huge pressure, and in turn that's allowing Amaral to pull away a little bit. And yeah, Eric Lukel, after his silly mistakes, it looks like he's managed to get his head in gear and just get it back together, and it's close right up to Andrew Eng, and I think it's just a matter of time before he possibly makes a move and tries to get by him.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see how his car behaves right now through Vale and Club. He was a little bit wide, nearly onto the grass on the outside, turns it a little bit too sharp. But all good and square right now for him. Doesn't seem like his damage on the front is affecting him very much, as he keeps very close to the back of Andrew Ang. Going through Abbey, right underneath the tunnel that still lives on here on iRacing.
Yep, and yeah, this battle has been going on for quite some time, and also the battle for P2 is still going on at the moment. But Rob Olenek is pulled away from Kochi and Pawlowski at the moment, so it looks like it's a battle for the final step on the podium as it stands.
Yeah, Nicola Kochi, the Italian versus the German, still is that battle for that position. Seems like Ron Pawlowski is getting held up, but Nicola Kochi, he is very strong on those corners that really count, and thus Ron Pawlowski always just way too far back to really make something happen. He's putting on the pressure, he's keeping the Italian honest as he makes another mistake. But as you can see, those mistakes just too little to really give any opportunity to Ron Pawlowski in behind. And yeah, right now, I would actually say that Roman he would need a pit strategy in this race, but sadly we don't have any pit stops.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like...
P14 is side by side Lukel and Andrew Ang. Lukel finally makes the pass happen into Stoke corner. I just looked over to my timing and scoring and saw that they were side by side. It was a great run by Eric Lukel. He was able to pretty much do what I want to see from Roman Pawlowski. Just really set up Chapel there. He really set it up nicely through Beckett's and got to the inside and made it happen.
Yeah, that was a nice move from Lukel. He managed to get the run, and as the battle between Kochi and Pawlowski is going on at the moment, and yeah, again, Pawlowski can't get the move done, and it just seems to be that the some parts of the track at Kochi is stronger than Pawlowski, and then other parts of the track Pawlowski is stronger than Kochi, as Kochi gets a wee bit sketchy through Maggotts and Beckett's.
This might be where Pawlowski finally can get past us. We have some cloud cover already over the track, 35 degrees Celsius now, so we have dropped about 3 degrees Celsius on the track, and once again, just Pawlowski doesn't set up Beckett's good enough for Dossi as he dives the bump into Stowe, and he's actually able to get past Kochi, but Kochi comes back with some momentum. Not good enough though to get on that counter-attack.
And yeah, finally, the move that we all thought that would happen at some point has finally happened, and Pawlowski with the Daniel Ricciardo style sent, so yeah, managed to get the move done, and yeah, up into P3.
Yeah, the Honey Badger once again would be very proud of all of that, as David Rossi still battling away with Joey Frelia for 10th place, as we are going to watch Mr. Donald Peake, who is sitting in 17th place right now. Actually, he dropped 2 positions, so I wonder if he made a mistake through Maggotts and Beckett's. Which he actually did pretty much the same thing that Eric Lukel did, just without the spinny magical that Mr. Lukel had in his attempt.
Yep, it looks like it from my replay. Donald just made a mistake, the same as Lukel, like you mentioned, and but he's still going at the moment. Still going in the P19 and still having a decent race, and yeah, it seems to be, and they feel spread out, but this what hasn't spread out is the battle between Kochi and Pawlowski, and at the moment Pawlowski's not really pulled away as much as I thought he would, so it looks like Kochi's just kind of maybe playing the tactical game and waiting until the closing stages to try and make a move.
Well, last lap the difference was 5/10 between those two. Obviously, that is with the pass happening, so we have to see what this lap brings us timing-wise. But it most definitely seems that Pawlowski is able to close in the gap to Rob Olenek once again. As, by the way, we're already on lap number 13 of this 20-lap race, so only about 7.25 laps to go in this race. Look at that though, David Rossi and Joey Relia side by side, and Relia just lost a position to David Rossi, so David Rossi now inside the top 10.
Yeah, and this battle's been going on, it's been going on for a little while between Rossi and Aurelia, and yeah, great battle between these two guys, and yeah, apart from that, I think looking throughout the field, it seems to have started to spread out a little bit as well. So this seems to be the closest battle we've got at the moment, and also the battle for P3 as well.
Yeah, and that actually was a very great pass by David Rossi into Stowe. Once again, a Danny Rick move. And Honey Badger strikes again in this race, and yeah, David Rossi able to get past that battle for P number 10. How much is Bill Tyler weight? That is over the line about 3.5 seconds, so looks a little bit stretching the gap there if he would be able to close in those last 7 laps. As Rossi once again makes a mistake, Joey gets to the back, but decides to not go to the inside of Baggett's at Chapel. 36 degrees Celsius, still the track temperature, so even though we have that cloud cover, the track really doesn't cool too much. Wind still is at about 28 kilometers an hour.
Yep, and yeah, some cloud cover as well, so the track is still warm, but it's a little bit of cloud cover might help some of the guys that are struggling a little bit with the setup on a hot track, so that could help. But this battle is still going on at the moment, and it looks like Tyler's pulling away just a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, let's give you a little bit of an update on the first 5 drivers. Mick Glatch right now leading your race. Still is leading that one. Has led every single lap of this 14 laps thus far. He's about 10 seconds ahead of second place Rob Olenek, who is starting to get caught by Roman Paslowski. Last lap about half a second between those two. And Roman Paslowski is actually really fast right now. He's the second fastest driver of this field right now. Mick Glatch put in a 39.3 with Olenek 40.5, Paslowski 40.0, and Kochi at 40.1. So even though Kochi is most definitely not letting off the pace here, he is dropping away. And I mean, Kochi, yeah, he is making his mistakes. He is fast, and he is also catching second place driver Rob Olenek, but I wonder if those mistakes that he's doing on an irregular basis, that they are just too much to really be able to, on the long shot, catch Rob.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, the Kochi, like you say, he's quick, but he's just making some little mistakes. I think maybe just overdriving a little bit when he should just be a lot more smoother, and see if that helps. But at the moment, looking at the 5th place man as well, Peter Mikas, and further back, something's happened to Paolo Brem as well.
Yeah, Joey Relia had a little bit of a mistake into Stowe corner. He spun himself around and lost a position to Paolo Brem. We're gonna try to see if we can catch that on our GSRC replay.
And yeah, it looks like Joey just caught the grass, his left rear wheel in the grass on the outside, and it just got him sideways, and yeah, Ryder on board with him as well, and it looks like he just clipped the grass and just made him go sideways.
Yeah, what you don't really see on this replay very nicely is that it actually is a curve, a very slight curve in that braking zone. It seems like with the car in front of him, David Rossi just lost track of that curve ever so slightly, and because that dropped his left side tires onto the grass to lose that position to Paolo Brem. As it seems to be now starting to really be that 4-way battle with Brem, Relia, Amaral, and Eric Lukel in 14th.
Yep, and this battle's been closing up for a while. It was closed up over the last couple of laps, and got a four-way battle for P11, and this seems to be the closest battle at the moment, apart from the battle between Pawlowski and Coetzee and P3 and P4. But still got some close racing further back in the pack, and apart from that, and on board with Luco as well, and he's close to Amaral in front, but he can't seem to do anything about him. And
big mistake from Paolo Brem up ahead. Actually able to keep still his 10th place. 11th place rather. But Paolo Brem definitely very much closer to Relia than he was before. Amaral still in 13th place, Luco 14th. As Amaral much better through the tunnel turn, but still not able to get close enough to Relia for that 12th place.
And I'm just watching the battle for P3 between Pawlowski and Coetzee at the moment. It's still relatively close, but I'm just keeping my eyes on this battle as well. It's going on for P11 between Relia, Amaral, and Luco, and they're all close together, but none of them seem to be able to do anything about each other at the moment. It just seems to be they're all evenly matched on pace.
Let's see how that is going to change through, once again, the section of Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. Amaral much deeper into Maggots, really closes in the gap to Relia. This might set up for a pass for Stowe. And look at those three cars, nose to tail, Eric Luca trying to go to the left side of Amaral. They're a little bit side by side. The advantage still goes to Amaral, as there's only a little bit of nose to the inside, but look at how much Amaral is going to the right side. That really compromises entry into Stowe. That gives the chance to Eric Luca. He doesn't think twice about that, says thank you very much for giving me that position.
And also as well, Mick Claridge is putting another fastest lap of the race as well. What it seems to be the story of the race as well. Mick Claridge has just basically been, like I mentioned earlier, he's just basically dominated this race, and we could give him the nickname for this season so far, the Dominator, because that's pretty much what he's been doing this season so far.
All right, P2 though, Rob Olenek, big mistake from him. They were nose to tail going into Copse, and now also Nikola Kochi on the back of this battle. Roman Pawlowski not strong enough through Chapel, but let's see, maybe he's able to put once again a honey badger smile on his face. Going into Stowe, he most definitely is able to break that to the Kochi. Oh, what was that from Olimov? Rob Olenek able to somehow keep his car the right way up. And Roman Pawlowski, third place for him. And Nikola Kochi, second place. Oh, and trying to recover his car from the access area, Rob Olenek actually just completely wrecked his car. As we look onto replay once again to see what unfolded right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, that was well, I don't know what to say about that. That was just they were all battling close together, and then under braking, the number 3 car just basically lost it in the grass when he tried to recover and just whacked the wall.
Yeah. I really don't know what to say about all of this. Either way, Mick Ledge still is leading, uninvolved in all of that. Now about 15.5 seconds between Mick Ledge and Nikola Kochi, as we're gonna take a look back into the battle for P. Number 10, Paolo Brem, Joey Relia, Eric Luco, and Telmo Amaral still in that battle for cars for the last step on inside the top 10.
Yep, and this battle, but it's still close at the moment, and it looked like there was a lap car just got out of the way, but he managed to do it safely, and this battle for P10 is going to go right down to the last lap, I feel, and at the moment it seems to be Paolo Brem and P10 with Ferrari in 11th, and I'm not sure where these guys will finish, but this is a fantastic battle nevertheless.
Yeah, as they come out of turn 1, Mick Ledge just entered the tunnel turn, so only a few more corners to go until he sees the start of the last lap in this race. Paolo Brem still is in 10th place right now as they exit Chapel for the 19th time in this race. Joey Relias, though, he is very close and he is gaining massively on the hanger straight. Goes to the left side with the defensive line to Paolo Brem. Is he able to brake later? He is also able to brake later, but once again, he's going to be on the dirty side of the road here. Is he able to keep the momentum up? Yes, he is, but not good enough as Brem once again comes out on top in this battle for 10th place. Eric Lukel also looking on to fight for that 10th place. He's sitting in 12th place right now, but extremely close to the back of Joey Relia. Once again, great run out of Club for Relia. Side by side, they enter Abbey. That's way too wide for Relia. Lukel says thank you very much, and now he is the first competitor for that 10th place.
And in the background as well at the moment, Telwa Amaral is just sitting there in the background waiting for these guys to slap up, and if they do, he'll be there to pick up the pieces and pick up some freebies. So Telwa Amaral, but he makes a little bit of a mistake, but manages to keep it together. And at the moment, he can't really close up on these guys. So it looks like Brem, Luco, and Arila are kind of just squabbling amongst themselves, and Amaral could be there to pick up the pieces if they slip up.
All of this is happening about 40 seconds up the road from Mick Kledge, who himself is now entering the last few corners of this race into Brooklands. He goes for the very last time, slides his way through there. He has the time to put on a little bit of a show for all the guys out there today. Lovefield he enters now, and that is going to be the last two corners of this race. Once again, a little bit of a drift through Lovefield as he exits it. Give it up for your winner of round 7 here at Silverstone Circuit. It's once again Mick Kledge making it 5 for 5 as he wrecks his car. Bear rolls over the track, and now Paolo Brem still defending his 10th place from Eric Lukel. Going into Vale now, those two are also Relia is still there. Mikus and Reese fighting for 4th place. Easy 4th place for Peter Mikus, as they are about 2-3 car lengths away from each other. Now we are going back to that battle for 10th place, though, because Paolo Brem just made a mistake through the tunnel turn, though he's still able to keep his car in 10th place. Here comes Eric Lukel now. Picks up the cherries that Paolo Brem left as they exit Brooklands. A little bit of a slide from Lukel. Once again, a little bit of a slide from both of them. Not enough for Joy to get past them. Seems like Lukel able to get in 10th place. Paolo Brem 11th. Joy Relia just behind in 12th place. And Tel Moral finishes in 13th. With all of these cars finishing, we will be quickly back with the post-race show, but we will now quickly step aside for just a few moments. And so don't step away too far, as GSRC will be back after these messages. We welcome you all back to the Grand Prix Legends post-race show, streaming into your home on the global SimRacing channel via the iRacing eSports Network. What a race we have seen once again from the Lotus 49 Warriors, and once again Michael Hedge wins the race 33 minutes 24 seconds, 0.049. It took him to make that happen. About 17 seconds ahead of second place Nikola Kochi, who was involved in some controversy with Roman Pawlowski and Rob Olenek. More for that later though. Peter Mika's 4th place for him, Antonio Reis 5th place, Marco Kika finds himself after starting in 11th in 6th place, Sebastian Tixier finishes in 7th, Bill Tyler 8th place with David Rossi taking over 9th place, and Eric Luko, a very respectable recovery drive for him as he finished inside the top 10, 10th place.
And finishing in 11th was Paolo Brem. 12th position was Joey Harilia. 13th was Telbo Alvaral. 14th was Andrew N. 15th was Dave Quinn. 16th was Terry Worth. 17th was Andreas Bruno. Trent Bussey was 18th. 19th was Donald Peak. And rounding out the 20 was Andre Izuto. What 5 rounds, is that right?
With the last few cars trickling over your screens here, we once again have Mick Ledge with us here in the booth for that victory interview. Mick, first of all, we want to say that your sister is congratulating you very much on that win.
Yeah, she's just in the other room here. We're in the same house here, so she's. I heard her just come out of the room, so I thought, oh yeah, she did watch it.
Well, Mick, once again, a rather easy victory for you looking at the timing sheet. How easy was it really out there with the quite hot temperature?
Yeah, it was a bit of a lottery at the start, you know. I don't know if you noticed, that's why I stayed out after my qualifying laps. You know, I just wanted to see what the tyre pressures were doing, because we've only been, well, personally, I mean, I've only seen 94 Fahrenheit. That's the highest I've ever seen all week. So you turn up at 100 Fahrenheit and I don't know what to do. But, you know, it really is you can win or lose with tyre pressures in this car really badly. You know, if you get them wrong, you really suffer. So that's why I did the qualifying laps and just carried on going just to see. And it was okay, you know, so I thought, okay, right. And then when the clouds came over halfway through the race, I was like, yes, you know, that was really nice, you know. But it is tough, yeah.
Yeah, I already figured that either you were going around for practice start or you were trying to figure out your tire pressures there. But how does one stop you? Honest question, how does one stop you? Because 5 races, 5 wins, you seem quite unstoppable right now.
Yeah, mate, I don't know what it is. I think, honestly, I don't know what it is. I've never had this, much dominance over the rest of the guys in a season. You know, it's never happened. I mean, I've been driving the car since it came out, you know, and I've never had it this good. You know, speaking to Rob about it last night, and, you know, I was still trying to think what it could be, you know, and I don't know what it is. I seem to be taking it easy at the starts, you know, and I see a lot of guys losing the back end coming out of corners at the starts. You know, I saw Rob do it today, you know, when he was, on the first lap. And I think it hurts you if you do that. I think you really have to hold back and just sort of ease the tyres in, you know. And I think then once you get that sort of sweet spot in the temperatures, then you can push, you know. But no, Steph, honestly, mate, no idea, mate. No idea at all.
Well, give us a quick lookout onto the next track, which is going to be Summit Point Raceway. What can we expect there from not only you, but also the Lotus 49 community?
It's a good race at Summit in the 49, you know. I think we've only done it once or maybe twice, but it's always been really good racing there. So yeah, expect a good one, because it just doesn't seem like it fits, you know, Summit Point and the 49. It just, what? You know, but no, it should be really good there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, the only thing that would be less fitting would probably be the Tsukuba 1000 circuit. But Mickey, thank you very much for talking to us, and congrats once again on winning.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Cheers, Steph. And good luck to everyone in the 24-hour.
That was your winner of today, Mick Ledge. Next up, it's Nikola Kochi talking to Ryan Walker.
Nicola finishing in second place after a terrific race, and takes a well-deserved second place on the podium. And Nicola, how was that How was that race from your perspective?
Hi guys. Well, it wasn't easy for sure. I realized after a few laps that I could overtake Rob, because it seems that he has like um, a bit of grip issue, because he was doing many mistakes, many little mistakes, and this is not really like Rob. Rob is very smooth and very mistakeless drivers. And so I thought that I could attack him before. I was staying very close, and I tried to attack him a couple of times after his mistake. And but I, we banged together basically. We had a very hard contact between my front right tires and his car. Not very sure about what it was going to happen after, because I take my share of the blame because of the contact, because I didn't left enough room to his car, but I was sliding, so I was trying desperately to stay as much on the left as possible, but we just got hit, and after that the car was damaged. I can feel the car was struggling a lot on the fast corners, and that slowed me down a lot. And I had Roman on my back, and that is not a very nice thing to have, because I immediately saw that he was going to be at least as fast as me, and later realized he was faster than me, so I just let him by, and hoped that he was going to catch Rob. But Rob had, I think he lost a lot of time with lapped car, and that was enabling Roman to catch him. And at the same time, I was able to stay close with Roman, so we were very close, the three of us together. I tried to make a late braking, but maybe because of the damage, I don't know. Maybe I just like pressed too much. I had locked tires. I locked the tires, and I was just like going straight, plowing in against Roman. So I just focused myself to avoid him, just take the outside track, outside line, and avoid him, take the off track, and just like live basically save the car and stay on fourth place, because I already have like one big contact, so I wanted to finish the race. But when I was joining the back on track, I realized that they were missing both. So I guess that they had like a contact, because I was completely not knowing what was happening on my right. So I just finished the race, last two races. Finished the last two laps, and I was gaining a second place that I might had on my reach, even without all this issues for the other guy anyway.
Good stuff. And are you looking forward to next week at some point? And if so, what do you think of the track?
Honestly, dude, I don't know. I don't know the track, so maybe I have raced once many years ago, but I cannot recollect anything about the track. So it should be like a completely new thing for me. So I don't have very much of any expectation for that.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations again on the second place in the race, and we'll look forward to seeing you on track next week, Nicola.
Okay, see you guys. Bye.
As that was Nicola Coetzee finishing in second place, and next up with Stefan is going to be Roman Paslowski.
Yeah, and Angelika, Roman, that Pawlowski guy. How are you doing on this very fine Saturday afternoon?
So first of all, can you hear me? It's the first time I'm here for an
Yes.
interview. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of bad. You know, there's a reason I'm here for the first time, because of the unlucky incident we had there at the end. So apologies to Rob, because I know he was having some trouble with back markers in the past, and I caught him because of that. So I actually was thinking about falling back a bit, but I couldn't because of Nicola behind me, and he probably wouldn't want that. And then we had a very unlucky incident there. Yeah, it's always a shame. I saw Nicola coming in very hot, so I turned to the right and I hit him. So I apologize for that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm happy I finally got back to speed, because if not here at Silverstone, I told to Mick at the beginning of the week I would quit the car if I would not be at the top here. So from that point, I feel much better. But yeah, sorry to Rob.
Yeah, as you said, it was a very unfortunate incident, and incidents like that happen sometimes. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that there won't be too many grudges held towards anyone in a few days' time. Going from what we have seen from you today, how does one topple Mick Cledge? Have you any idea? Have you had any grasp yet of what you could do to finally stop this guy and his dominant performances?
Well, I think last season or maybe 2 seasons ago, I could have given you some ideas because I was there at certain tracks. But at the moment, it's just, I've talked to him many, many times, and I've fallen off the cliff a little bit because something changed. I don't know what it is, but something changed, and it definitely hurt me, and he's unbeatable since then. It's amazing. It just fits him perfectly. So I'm afraid the way it is right now, we can't catch him. So we hope for some software changes,
So basically, what we need to finally stop Mick Cledge is some personal success ballast.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, or maybe commentator's curse or so. You could work on that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I have already managed to commentator curse Shane van Gisbergen twice, so might as well work with Mick Cledge. Roman, let's talk next week. How are you looking forward to Summit Point Raceway?
I actually haven't until I didn't know that we were racing there until today. So I've never raced there. I don't know. So there's really nothing I can say about it. It's a twisty track. So in the small track, I usually don't like that with this car, but the others say it's a good track. So I'm looking forward to it, and we will see.
What a weird community. One of the base tracks in iRacing. Nobody has raced that before. But Roman, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank that makes it happen for your number 6 machine?
Well, yeah, just I still have to thank Mick because he's helping so much. But yeah, also everyone else in the community. It's really great. We have a lot of people coming in newly, and I think it's great communication in the forums and so. So yeah, just the whole community and you guys, of course.
Well, Roman, once again, congrats on your 3rd place finish, and hopefully you can keep it going in Summit Point Raceway.
Hope so too. Thank you.
That was your 3rd place finisher, Roman Pawlowski. And finally, this is the last interview for today. So as always, GSRC would like to thank the iRacing Esports Network for having us on the 10th lineup to bring you the greatest shows on iRacing into your home. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. On top of that, we'd like to thank everyone on the track today for a great show, and especially the Lotus 49 community for contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Right now on your screen you can see all of the companies that provide us with their great hard and software GSRC uses to deliver you the best possible show. Additional thanks goes to June Lalonde, who provides us with her great masterpieces. See the screen for how to get a hold of more of her great work. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, please visit us at globalsimracingchannel.com. You can also find us on the social media platforms, Twitter with @GSRChannel, Facebook at facebook.com/globalsimracingchannel, on Instagram at GSRC_rap. All of the upcoming races for our Aura series are now sliding across your screen, so check them out and mark them down your calendar to not miss another second of exciting racing action. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, Sean, Ryan and Doug, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in as Mick, the Rich Cledge, took away the victory here in virtual Silverstone. With that said, until next time, servus and sayonara, and as always, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.